Hey everybody, Mark Schondorf, attorney at law, here to answer some questions. One of the biggest questions I get, most common in divorce cases, is should I move out of the house, right? A lot of times it's dads, should they move out of the apartment, the house, the condo, whatever it is. You got your kids there, you got your wife there, your husband there. And the answer is, of course, it's a big depends, but I'm gonna give you a really good reason why I tell a lot of my clients not to move out of the house, right? So here's the game, and I tell people this a lot. A divorce case, especially the kid situation, is like cement, right? It starts off wet and squishy and things are really, really liquid. But when things firm up, they firm up really hard and sometimes they're hard to change. So the danger, if you just move out of the house, and I get it, a lot of clients, they're having a bad time at home. It's not a great place to be. But what they're looking for is they want to have parenting time and they want to have a 50-50 parenting schedule. And that's great. That's really common nowadays. That is definitely the trend, which I think is a great thing. But the problem is this: if you leave the marital residence and you don't have a parenting schedule in place, then everybody starts playing games with each other and everything starts becoming a power play. And if you leave it to the courts to get a parenting schedule, it can take months, right? What's the process? You got to file a petition for dissolution if the court case isn't on file yet. Then you got to file a petition to establish a parenting time schedule. A court might say, well, you got to go mediate first. That could take a while. If you don't have money and you got to use the court system, it usually can take months to come back. And then by the time you come back, you still don't have an agreement. So then the court's going to appoint a guardian ad litem or some child representative to investigate things, come back and give a report, and then you can fight about that some more. So it could easily be 7, 8, 9, 10 months before you have a parenting schedule in place. And in that entire time, you're living outside of the house and you don't have any leverage because maybe the other spouse is the one who's controlling the children or is withholding things or threatening things and doesn't want to agree to things and doesn't want to give you the time with your children. And this whole time, by the time you get to that end court date, what's going to happen? Judge is going to say, well, what have you guys been doing? Well, she's been letting me see the kids every other weekend on Saturday afternoons, right? And that's very little time. And the court might expand, well, that's not enough. We should give you the entire weekend. Okay, but now you're at an every other weekend situation where you really want to be is 50-50. And it is kind of difficult to go from I've only been with the kids, every other Saturday to now they're going to be half with me and half with the other parent. So when you're in the house, you have the leverage of getting out of the house, right? And that's sort of a bargaining chip where I tell my clients, don't move out of the house until you have an agreement in place, right? You've gone to the mediation, you've started the process, and everybody's on board with what that parenting schedule is going to be and what it's going to look like. It's going to save you a lot of headaches. Now, obviously, I don't want you staying in the house if there's a danger, right? Sometimes people don't get along. Sometimes police get involved. Sometimes there's violence. Sometimes there's danger. And that's a whole other animal. And I don't want you staying in a house if it's really going to present a danger to you or the children. But, fighting about that is going to take a lot of time. And, if you have that opportunity to save yourself the headache of fighting about it and being held over a barrel, not having the leverage to see your children and having to spend time, money, energy, and effort, and in that meantime, that months and months and months that the court takes, your children will start getting used to not seeing you, and you're not involved, that's really a problem. So if you have that issue, give me a call, Mark Schondorf, 888-LAW-9008. That's right, 888-LAW-9008. Thanks so much. Bye.